Well, hello, Morning Rush regulars. It's time for tomorrow's show today. And tomorrow is the day before Friday, right?
Tomorrow is Thursday,
Okay.
correct, sir.
I'm always working for the weekend, so I'm looking forward to Friday.
Yeah.
All right, so before we do anything else, tomorrow is going to be a big day for us because Friday night, I have my sponsor pass here. The Tumbleweed wants a sponsor pass.
Oh, desperate.
And I told him, brother, I'd love to hook you up, but I don't have any more sponsor passes. If I had one, Tumbleweed, you'd be there with me. So, hey, tomorrow morning at 6:30, we'll be talking to Brendan Roberts. He's got an interesting story when he was serving us in the Air Force. So you want to hear about his story. He's also playing guitar to open up for DiCarlo, who is the new lead singer for Boston.
Tommy DiCarlo.
Tommy DiCarlo. Yeah, Kelly knows the whole story.
Yeah, Tommy DiCarlo used to be in a cover band for Boston, and then when they needed a new lead singer, Tommy DiCarlo, it's kind of like out of the movies. Yeah. This guy's amazing. He sounds just like the lead singer of Boston. So that's how he got the job. But the entire band Boston won't be there Friday night, but it's Tommy DiCarlo, who, and I'm sure he's bringing some of his former bandmates or something like that to get that Boston sound just right.
I'm going to be singing along to Don't Look Back. More Than a Feeling, was that your favorite Boston song, Lee?
Rock and roll band.
The best part of it is the fact that you're going to be raising funds to help out veterans. And when you go to the Big Red Barn, this is a place that has, whether it's yoga, they have gardening, they have horse stuff.
Horse stuff.
Horse stuff. Well, it says, I mean, some of them is riding the horses, some of it's taking care of the horses, feeding the horses. There's all kinds of things that help them.
Yeah, the equestrian therapy is incredible. And if you want to come and support our veterans, this would be a great way to do it. Big Red Barn Retreat is the name of the organization. Summer Jam is the party. Doco Park, Friday night begins at 7.
And 6:30 tomorrow morning is when we welcome Brendan Roberts to the show. Now, looking at other potential stuff to get onto tomorrow's show. This is, unfortunately for me, it's in Queensland, which is, I believe, Australia.
Yes.
That's quite the trip for me to take, but I would love to go to this place. It's the Queenstown Hotel, and when you book a hotel room there, right? Well, it's a special hotel room. This summer, Halo Top Ice Cream provides that room with all-you-can-eat ice cream.
For your entire visit?
For your entire visit.
All you can eat ice cream.
And it's a specially decorated room. They've got, like, at the top, they've got, like, a neon sign that says, "I'm cold, let's spoon," right over the bed. See what they did there? So, but, yeah, I was starting to think about it. Like, what other foods would I like to have all you can eat while you're... Tumbleweed's nodding his head. He's got lots of ideas.
I like some ice cream. When I go to Baskin Robbins, I only want one scoop. One scoop and I'm done. I don't want a whole night full of ice cream. But if you brought me the Southern Fried Chicken room, give me the Southern Fried Chicken suite. I'm all about it.
Do you want
one of
different
those
flavors?
hot tubs of gravy?
Do you want, like, different flavors of fried chicken? Like, they put different spices
would be
into
good.
it and stuff?
Yeah.
And, I remember one of the greatest summers we ever had here at iHeartRadio. Tumbleweed will remember this. Was the year that somebody came in and gave us a cooler, and they kept putting in ice cream. Remember that? It was like all we could eat. So at first, like, well, I guess I'll have a scoop. Oh, maybe I'll have a bowl. Maybe I'll have a bowl every morning for breakfast before we start the show. I think we gained 30 pounds that summer.
We had our own cooler.
Yeah.
Was it Bluebell?
Yeah.
Bluebell Ice Cream gave us our own cooler in the break room with free ice cream. That was great. Yeah. I would love to have a warmer filled with chicken and a bed of rice and then a hot tub jacuzzi with sawmill gravy. That would be a great weekend.
One of the things we got to talk about, I think, tomorrow, because it's so timely, is the fact that the internet is getting flooded with tweets and Facebook postings and things. No, I'm not talking about the Face app, although we could talk about that tomorrow as well. But Halloween is apparently arrived at dozens of stores. We have sightings now, whether it's Target or it just doesn't matter. Walmart, they're all pouring out.
Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah. They got their Halloween-scented candles out.
I think the problem is they have these aisles that are dedicated to the seasonal. Well, now, if you go to the next one's going to be Labor Day. They skipped over Labor Day. We're not going to have the Betsy Ross flags and stuff available. Little American salute to the laborer, nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
So the next one, they skipped over back to school and went straight to Halloween.
That's the next holiday, according to everybody who runs these stores. And I'm a huge Christmas fan. right? And every year I get mocked by you and other people because I say you can't bring Christmas out soon enough. Every day should feel like Christmas. I love Christmas. I don't really like Halloween. So are we going to condemn these people who are rushing Halloween? We have to.
Well, Halloween is like the biggest chocolate event of the year, so I know your wife's all into that Halloween.
She likes dark chocolate.
Okay.
There's a side note of a story mentioning dark chocolate. Kit Kat, only in Japan for some reason, has brought out a dark chocolate Kit Kat. It has no added sugar.
Because Americans don't like dark chocolate. Your wife is not the typical American.
Yeah, we like that milk chocolate.
Yeah, I didn't realize this until about a month ago. Sally sent me to the store to get some dark chocolate. And if you go to any grocery, I was in a grocery store. But a grocery, they got an aisle of it. You look for chocolate, there's only like 2 dark chocolate items. And they didn't have the dark chocolate Raisinets, which is what you wanted.
Is where my wife likes to go shopping for dark chocolate. World Market if you need it.
All right, Halloween though. Can you start Halloween too early? Or are you upset? Were you flooding the internet with your postings about ghosts and goblins and Halloween candy? And is it too early to put it out? Okay.
Jonathan, the 25 most influential people on the internet have been listed by Time Magazine. And I'm scrolling through a tumbleweed if you want to get a shot for people who are watching online here. I don't know about 23 of the 25. I've heard of Cardi B. I don't know Chris Godfrey, Carlos Maza, Zong, JoJo Siwa. That's somebody you and I became obsessed with this morning.
Just found out about her today.
16-year-old girl who has taken over the internet.
She's eternally about 6 years old.
Dr. Lupo, who raised $1 million for St. Jude's by playing his favorite video game, Fortnite, for 4 hours on the internet.
Everybody wants to watch him and send videos. Yeah.
What thing could you do that you like that people will then start paying to watch you do? Could you watch Major League Baseball games at home and have people, they just want to see Jonathan Rush, how he reacts?
Or just watch me eat fried chicken.
It all goes back to fried chicken.
I mentioned fried chicken. Now I got to have fried chicken for lunch today. All right. What would people pay to watch you do? And this will have to be pre-recorded phone calls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. That's a possibility.
At 5:30, maybe a potential Hush Before the Rush story.
Okay.
A hush before, and again, a hush before the rush means it's going to be adult in nature. So if you have children watching right now, they may, or if you're like me, I don't even want to hear this story. I don't want to hear this, but it comes to me from the New York Post where a man in Florida named Alex Bonilla, age 49.
We're not talking about Alex.
Alex apparently caught his wife having intimate relations with his next door neighbor back in May, and then he plotted his revenge. The neighbor obviously knew he was in trouble with Alex, but thought that maybe it had brushed over. Alex hadn't said anything to him in a while, and then, no.
Alex comes and visited.
Alex came a-calling and broke into the man's house, and then with a loaded gun to his head said, "You choose, should I blow your head off, and you're obviously dead, or would you like to live the rest of your days without any genitalia?" And I'm sure he didn't quite phrase it like that, but you get the gist of and he had a knife in his hand. And the guy chose the latter, and Alex performed said surgery after he tied him to a chair, and then ran out of the house holding it up like a trophy, according to the neighbors. He came running out, waving it in the air.
If you get that back to the doctors in time, they can actually reattach that. Were they able to retrieve it?
It says that they have not. It's unclear if doctors are unable to reattach the penis at this point.
Right, because that's when the last time when this happened, if I remember correctly, it was in New York, and the woman cut it, and then she threw it out the window onto the street.
People do all kinds of weird things.
Do we really want to talk about that after we talked about it here? Can't we just say that's covered?
Did that happen in Florida?
We're not talking about that again. I don't want to talk about that again. Stop it, please. I don't even think about it. Wait a minute, didn't I see that in the movie? Robert Duvall was in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall. And the guy, now you got me thinking about it. See, this is a bad thing.
This guy could sue Robert Duvall.
We're not talking about tomorrow. We're not talking about it the day after tomorrow. We're not talking about, nobody mentioned that to me again. That makes me hurt just thinking about it. All right.
We had 2 more subjects that we were thinking about putting on the show. One is Irmo experienced a 2.2 earthquake this morning.
Nobody called us about that this morning, though.
Anybody feel it?
Anybody feel it?
In the Midlands?
Tumbleweed's
feeling it now. And the other one is Charles Manson obviously was a mass murderer. And one of the houses where some mass murdering happened is now...
where Sharon Tate was killed.
No, it's not the Sharon Tate house. This is the
La
LaBianca
Bianca
house. This is the one that they went to the next night to continue the party. Is now on the market for $1.9 million. Would you want to live in a house where an entire family was slaughtered? It's a beautiful house.
Hey,
and it
you can
happens
stock
back
up on your Halloween candy, and it's fun for everybody.
It
what do you
happened
say?
50 years ago. The murders happened in 1969. It's been 50 years. I mean, if you don't think somebody died in your property at some point over the evolution of man, of course somebody's died there at some point. I'm taking the house.
I'm not taking the house. I'm not living in the house. I might pay for it for a really freaked out Halloween weekend, but I'm not buying the house.
Oh my
I might
gosh.
do that. Hey, Liz, maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow on the Morning Rush.